Hi everybody. So one of the big challenges that we face as creators for game content on YouTube, Twitch, or I guess Facebook gaming as Mixer is going away is how do you get the most value and how do you get the most ideas from the games you buy and play? And by value I mean monetary value, because games cost money, but also in terms of time. We've all got a restricted amount of time through which we can play the games and then create content for the games. Not many of us are privileged enough to be full-time content creators. So what do you do? So one of the things you can do is kind of have a list, and this is what I have. I have a kind of a list of default, almost like game titles that I have, so that if I'm stuck for ideas, I can look at them and go, right, have I done this particular video idea for this particular game? Sometimes it's appropriate, sometimes it's not. And what I'll do is I'll put a link to, in fact, what I'll do is I'll put a list of these titles down in the description below the YouTube video. So the first one is probably pretty obvious, but when you get a new game, if it's got a single player element, you can do the single player gameplay. You can play the different levels or the different chapters, and you could play them on different difficulty levels as well. And then you could do the multiplayer gameplay. These are just simple playthroughs, maybe with you talking over them, maybe you not, depends what you want to do. And especially with multiplayer, you'd have different game modes, different maps. So Call of Duty, we've got all the different game modes that you could play, and then all the different maps with those different game modes that you could simply do kind of let's play videos. Then you could do, like a first impression review of the game after you haven't been playing it for that long. You say, well, these are my first impressions. You could also do comparisons with other games. So, like with Call of Duty, I could be comparing it with Battlefield. I could be comparing it with Insurgency Sandstorm, previous versions of Call of Duty, that sort of thing. When you've played the game maybe all of the way through, or enough of the way through for you to be happy, you could do a full review of the game. At this point as well, you probably know enough to be able to do some beginner's guides. So you could do a beginner's guide to the single player. You could do a beginner's guide to the multiplayer. You could do guides to different aspects of the multiplayer. A beginner's guide to, say, domination, a beginner's guide to hardpoint, a beginner's guide to search and destroy. You can do a good one is settings guides as well. These are my best settings that I use to play this game in terms of controller, or I guess mouse, audio settings, graphic settings, that sort of things. When the game gets updates, you can do update patch videos where you go through the actual patch notes themselves, just reading them out, maybe over text of the patch, or maybe over gameplay of the patch, and then you can do gameplay videos highlighting the changes. So for example, I recently did a video on the new patch to Ghost Recon Breakpoint, where they've added AI teammates back in. So I did one video where I just talked through the patch, and then I did another video where I actually did the gameplay with the AI teammates. And then when you get to the point where you really know the game, you can then just do more gameplay videos where you're just kind of playing through it, having a good time. You can play the game on different platforms as well. Maybe you play it on PC, maybe you play it on Xbox, maybe you play it on PlayStation, and talk about the differences. And then it's kind of like a big circle. Then if you're then enjoying playing the game, you can do more gameplay, you can do more streaming. And maybe, after the game's been out a while and it goes on sale, you could do like a worth buying cheap video. I like doing those, especially if it's a game that I haven't bought before because it's been too expensive, and then I'll buy it when it goes cheap. And you could even do, say, like a year after release, you could say, what's it like playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 in 2020 or 2021 or 2025, and it kind of goes on like this. And then what will happen as well is, as you're playing the game, you'll come up with questions yourself that you think, you'll have a question like, what's the best gun? What's the best gun for Warzone? And then you'll come up with an answer, and then you can make a video about that. We go, what is the best gun in Warzone? You could do things like, how playing other games makes you better at this game. So a classic one for Call of Duty could be how playing PUBG makes you better at Call of Duty, or vice versa. So there you go. So that gives you an idea. So I have this list of these titles, and I have them in a Google Doc, so that I can just look and think, okay, so DayZ, have I done this particular question yet? Or I might get another question like, how do you make the most out of food in DayZ? No worries, let's do that, and let's do that video. And then I can just refer to them. So when I have some downtime, when I have some time where I'm free to be able to make a video, I just look at the list and go, right, let's have a crack at doing that one. Or sometimes what will happen is you'll just be playing the game for fun, because that's what we do play games for fun, and something will happen in that gameplay that makes you think, I can now do a video about that, and then you crack on and do the video. Okay, so hopefully that's helpful with you to come up with ideas for videos, for content for your YouTube channel or your Twitch channel or your Facebook gaming channel when that all starts coming into effect. Yeah, so if you've got any other ideas, put them in the comments section down below. If you've enjoyed the video, hit like, and if you want to see more of the same, press subscribe. Thank you very much, and I'll see you again soon.